Thank you for joining us on the RP Experience. I'm your host, Andrew Egenhard, and today we have Carlene Murray, which is our health and wellness expert for Real Producers. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Andrew. So excited to be here.
We're pumped to have you. A lot of information we're going to cover today. So Carlene is a certified health, wellness, and life coach. Her focus is on habits change and empowering others through healthy living. She utilizes special coaching methods to help her clients attain optimal health and wellness that they fully desire. Real Producers is lucky to have Carlene as a health and wellness expert. She provides topics revolving around self-care tips and routines to help us reach our optimal healthy living. And you can find those on a monthly basis within Naples Real Producers. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. So awesome to be here.
We're excited to have you. So let's dive in a little bit about who you are and your your journey in your life up to where you're at today.
Oh, thanks. Well, that's, you got time?
We got time. No, we just started.
So I decided to become a health and wellness coach because I worked with a life coach during a really transitional time in my life. Young adults were heading out to live their lives, and my life was drastically changing. I had been a mom. I had done some mission work, had led women. I was also at one point a kindergarten teacher.
Oh, awesome.
So I love helping and teaching and helping others. So through that experience, I really discovered how powerful it was to work with a life coach. And I've always been interested in health and wellness, and I thought, why not? So went through the long process, the extenuating training to become certified. And so much so that when I was doing that, one of my lab partners was an MD out of Georgetown. So she knew a ton about, the body and medical, but not a lot about habit change. And that's really where we dial in with our clients. So that's super exciting. So decided to do that. And then I decided, as my young adults were making their lives, one in Brooklyn, one in Manhattan, they are my life delights. I decided to move to Naples and made this my full-time home.
And you moved from where?
3 years ago. I am originally from Boston, born and raised, and I moved to Cincinnati in my early 20s, and that's where I raised my family. And so, lived in the Midwest. So, and now
Midwest.
I do too. I really do too. And now I'm here, and it's a great life. I'm so grateful to live here in Naples and all of the community we have here.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's, I said this actually in the last podcast, that no matter who we talk about, if it's a native or not, how beautiful Naples always gets brought up, and we're just very lucky to be here. So
I totally agree. I call it the bubble. I think we live in this amazing bubble.
For sure.
So blessed.
So you got into health and wellness, and what did you kind of do before the health and wellness field?
Sure. So as I was raising my family right out of college first, I was an editor. I worked for a book publishing company in Boston. So have a writing background, did that. And then
that's why your articles are so good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love it because it really is something that I love. And so to be able to combine the health and wellness and the writing, it's been incredible. So, and then I did a lot of mission work when my children were younger and traveled to third world countries, meeting the sponsored children that we had. Incredible. I've been to Rwanda, El Salvador,
That's awesome.
Did some work in Mexico and an orphanage. My kids came along for some of that.
That's so cool.
So very passionate about helping others and really meeting them where they are.
Right.
So did that, and then came back from a trip and was really fired up and went into teaching for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And also have my real estate license
That's cool.
for my own investing, and I love it. So I'm never going to let that go.
Right.
So
Don't let that one expire.
Yeah. So health, wellness, and life coaching over the last 4 years, and really dialing in on that. And it's been amazing. I love helping my clients.
That's
It's
so cool.
been really powerful and incredibly fulfilling.
Yeah, which, hey, it makes the heart warmer, right? And it fills that level, right, of giving and helping and everything like that. So
absolutely,
fill the bucket.
It definitely does.
Tell us a little bit about Board 30. It's kind of your baby down here, right? So tell us what it is. People don't know what Board 30 is if they haven't been there yet.
Thank you for asking. So Board 30 is a boutique fitness studio. We are not a franchise. Before, right after moving to Naples, I bought the license. I believed in Board 30 so much after meeting the founder and the creator in Santa Santa Fe. And I just loved it. It aligned with my philosophy. It is accessible to every age and stage of fitness. And we focus on resistant bands. So we work in the full body 30-minute workout, and we focus on strength, cardio, core, balance, and more. And we're located at the shops at Vanderbilt, and it is my first brick and mortar business.
That's exciting.
It is. It's super exciting. So doors opened May of 2020. And we're relatively new, and we have an amazing community. And we have clients that are from age 13 all the way up to age 85. And so we really meet the client where they are. And I'm really passionate about that. I really love seeing people's minds change with the endorphins of exercise. People come in for community. Some people come in to just kind of move the needle on their weight and their fitness. And we just meet them right where they are. So really, really fun.
And I can attest, I went in and I tried one, and it was really cool.
You did.
And it was tough, but it was a good workout. And I thought it was a good balance too. Like, I'm the weird one that I like, pretty much kill me, right? And then you have the people that don't want to, right? They kind of want to lollygag.
Sure.
But I thought it was a great workout, but there was a balance of like, okay, rest time where you're about to learn your next one, and then get into it. Where, sometimes some gyms, they just throw you in and they're just like, learn as you go. Where like, the cool part is that rest part in between. You're kind of instructing, and they're like, oh, okay, that sounds good. Okay, go on.
Absolutely. I'm happy that you liked it. We really try to take the thinking out of it. I don't know about you, but years ago, right, I'd go to the gym and I have to figure out what I was going to lift that day, what machine, how much weight, whatever, then get cardio in, then get abs in. And so that's why I love Board 30. We do it all. We take the thinking out. You're still going to work every muscle in your body. We promise you that, with 1 minute on, 22 seconds of rest. And so within that 30 minutes, you've worked everything, every muscle. You've gotten your heart rate up and down. We've worked in that interval format, and it's powerful. I think it's really great. So I'm happy you guys
checking the boxes, right?
Yeah, I know. We had fun when you were there.
It was
you
a great
guys
time.
worked hard. It was fun. And the other thing too is you brought it really hard. And so the thing is, the client gets to decide in that 1 minute how hard they want to go. It's really personalized. It's customized. I know my clients' injuries or their challenges with certain parts of their joints or their bodies. And so we always offer modifications. So you can really level up, or you can kind of level down depending on the day for you. So yeah, thanks.
So, you've helped a lot of your clients, but from a listener standpoint, what advice do you give to clients who are dealing with a lot of stress levels, with work or life, etc.?
Sure. Yeah, we can't escape it, right? Stress is just part and parcel of our daily lives, and it ebbs and flows, of course. I think I'm passionate about movement. I'm passionate about mindset. I'm passionate about how we fuel and nourish our bodies. So I don't know if I could answer that with just one answer. I talked mostly about recently in one of the articles for Real Producers about how just changing our breath throughout the day can really move the needle. We can kind of trick the body, trick the mind into thinking that we're in a more relaxed state. We call that rest and digest, and that's really paramount in how we can just cope and deal with stress. So that's an easy one. I tell you can do, it's free, it's easy. You can do it anytime, anywhere. I teach my clients. And there are many different forms of it. I love the 5-5-7, where you inhale for 5 seconds and then you hold it for 5 and then you blow out for 7. And I share this with my client, whether if you're driving, you're feeling tense, if you're sitting here in a podcast,
I'll pull the mic away.
I know, right? Take a deep breath.
At least Carlene's not causing me stress by,
Yeah, good.
Can't speak for all of them.
Thanks for clarifying. But also, too, for some of my clients that are really looking to move the needle on weight loss, so many people just eat without being mindful of how many times they're chewing or how quickly they're swallowing. And so I incorporate breath work also into just kind of drawing out a meal into a 20-minute meal. It actually takes 20 minutes for the stomach to communicate to the brain that we're satiated, right? And so we're always on the go. We're always stressed. We're always on the go. We're often eating in about 4 or 5 minutes. So I talk about breath work. And I also think mindset is everything. And when we focus on gratitude and we really focus on what's going well, I start every session with my private clients. We start with what's going well, because it's so easy to talk about what's not going well and really start going down that low frequency energy rabbit hole. And I meet my clients with their obstacles and their challenges, but we always start every session with what's going well. It simply elevates the energy and it elevates the vibe. And when we are at a higher level, we're making better choices for ourselves. And so I always talk about that as well.
So you say coaching sessions and stuff like that, just so the listeners understand, like, what is a coaching session, you know,
Sure.
and how does that kind of work?
Sure. So I offer a few different options for my clients. One of them is called the Total Transformation. It's a 90-day coaching journey with me. And not only am I an empowering partner to help my client get from where they are to where they want to be, but I'm also a source of accountability. We meet, and our coaching session is about an hour privately once a week. It's really interesting. I'm available to FaceTime and Zoom. Most of my clients just want to talk on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's really private. I think there's a sense of more vulnerability when it's not face-to-face.
Right.
So a coaching session is an hour every week where that client and I come together and we're accountable to each other. And I'm able to really dive in and peel back the layers. I can ask my client what they're experiencing and how they're feeling. And typically, if I get an answer, I want to lose 10 pounds, or I want to discern within 90 days if I want to continue with this job, this relationship, whatever the case is. Normally, the first question and where my client thinks they are is really not. We peel back the layers to really spend the time to kind of dig into what some obstacles may be, the roadblocks, and make a plan together to get them to where they want to be. So it's a dedicated time. It's very customized based on each person. And I bring all my training and a toolbox of just ideas that oftentimes I'm on the fly because things come up in that session that we don't plan for. A lot of revelations. When we start dialing in on our health, there's so much that starts to change and morph in my clients' lives that they don't even anticipate that at the very beginning of the journey. And it's really powerful. By the end of that 90 days, they're accountable to me for 3 months. There's amazing transformation.
You had mentioned roadblocks, you know.
Yeah.
So what is the most important thing you can say to maybe a potential new client or someone that is about to go down the journey but is hesitant to start that journey into health and wellness?
If the inkling is there, it's showing up for a reason. And I really think it's honoring to the very person, if they're even considering it, to just reach out, just do it. What do you have to lose? I don't think there's any better investment or any better return on your investment than investing in your own health, wellness, and your mindset. The returns are incredible in all areas of life. When we focus on our health, so much comes into focus and clarity, a lot of decisions about how we want to spend our time, who do we want to spend our time with, what our purpose is, gives us a lot of clarity. And I don't know at the very beginning of that journey, the client can see that whole picture. And so I hold that space with them. And I always say, like, if you're here, you're here for a reason. And so if you have that inkling where you want to work with a coach, reach out. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah. So you kind of mentioned the immediate response or immediate action when probably someone's first starting working with you, where you dive deep, you know, you peel the layers back. Is that more, would you say that's more of a physical or mental you know, like situation where you're diving into like their physical being and where they need to be, or is it a mental thing, or is it kind of both? Like,
great question. It's really kind of both because we may focus on health. We may focus on a client that wants to increase their energy, maybe enhance their sleep, or most of the time it's a client that really wants to lose weight. And so mindset comes into that. We have to not just put the tools into place that's going to help them succeed in the science of their body, but we also have to peel back. Why are you at this space with me now? What have you done in the past? What has served you well? What hasn't served you well? Let's dig into that. So it is both, hand in hand. It's mind, body, spirit.
right.
And it really, the client is in the driver's seat, of course, but things come up, and it's really an amazing honor. It's a sacred journey, really, to come alongside of them.
For sure. What do you think you're most, like, obviously it's about the client. It's you know, like you said, client's in the driver's seat, and it's all about the client. But what's your favorite kind of topic or passion when it comes to health and wellness that you could help people with?
Thank you. There's so much. There's so much from habit change to mindset. I'm really passionate in working right now in the nutrition space and really ending this whole diet culture mindset that really keeps my clients on this wheel of never ending results. They're not sustainable for life. Then they lose focus and then they start eating carbs again because they gave up a food group or they haven't eaten in 12 hours because they think intermittent is great.
Mm-hmm.
And all of that to say is possible.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my clients come to me because they have attained success on those types of diets, but they're never sustainable for life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm all about living in food freedom and helping my clients really honor and nourish their body. And when we focus on health, all the byproducts of that just start to happen, including increasing your energy, sleeping better, actually losing weight. So I really focus on the health and living in food freedom. So I'm really about nutrition. I love that. I love talking about stress. I love meeting my clients where they are with whatever it is and helping them peel back the layers so that we can really get to the heart of maybe some self-limiting beliefs that have held them back.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that for a second because it's probably a hot
Sure.
topic, right? They always come up with a new fad of like what's going to work to lose weight, right? And don't get me wrong, I've tried a lot of them. A lot of them work. It's not that they don't work, but you said it's not sustainable for a long period. So obviously they can talk with you a lot more and you can go into depth what will work for an individual client. But like, what is the overall general consensus that like does work? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
To me, and hopefully this doesn't steal your thunder, right? I look at it as like a dollar for dollar, kind of like I look at it as a bank account, right? Calories in versus calories out. If you have more calories out, you lose weight. If you have more calories in, you gain weight, right? Same thing with your bank account. So I look at it like that. But like, what would you say to a listener? Because we're always trying to be healthier, right? It's
Absolutely.
the new year and everyone says
Here
new
we
year,
are.
new me, right? So like, what would you say in that standpoint?
I agree with you. And I'm sitting in this chair today because I have gone down those cycles where I've done great damage to my body over time. So, you know, in my 20s, late 20s, after 2 babies, Atkins, right? So totally no carb, right? I can
Carbs are energy.
Yeah, I don't want to name off things that I did.
Yeah.
But in the long run, I
Right.
actually wreaked havoc on my own adrenals and my own thyroid. So I sit here because I've done it. I get it. I've been there. And like what's going to work next. And what I have found is I'm passionate about sharing with my clients a life in balance and a life that's sustainable, where for the majority of the time, I don't know what it looks like for you, 90-10, some clients 80-20, whatever it is, where you're predominantly making really good healthy choices, right? Whole food healthy choices, not processed foods, right? Not genetically modified foods, like really good whole foods. And you are mindful about where you want to indulge in your life. You know, do you want to have that piece of cake? Do you want to have that glass of wine? Of course, we want to come around a table and celebrate. We're not about not honoring family time, meal time, celebrating, right? But it needs to be sustainable. And I give my clients the tools in order to do that. We focus on balancing blood sugar. We focus on having a protein, a fat, and a carb throughout the day where we're not eliminating an entire food group. We're fueling and nourishing the body based on the science of the body. And so I help my clients really achieve that food freedom. I recently am finishing up a 12-week journey with a client. Last Monday was our 10th session. And it's incredible. I mean, she told me she went into this new year completely brand new. She started January without feeling any guilt or shame of yet here is another January where I'm not where I want to be. And so by working with me, she started in January and she said, this has changed my life. I feel so much better.
Right.
And so through that journey, I found she has a newfound confidence, which is trickling over to every area of her life, from her work, from relationships. And also, she has such clarity about where she wants to be, what she wants to accomplish next. So it really can be a huge springboard to begin a new journey, a new life. Sometimes it's just not always about the bikini.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what people don't understand. Like, you know, it doesn't mean that they have to look like a fitness model, right? Like, it doesn't mean they have to do it. Like, personally, me, I'm a little bit on probably heavier than I want to be, but I never want to be like when I used to be in college and like, I was like 205, and at 6'3", 205, like, that doesn't fit me well. Like, I fit around 230, 240, right? And that's comfortable for me. I feel like I can move well. Like, it's comfortable. So people need to find they're comfortable.
I think you hit the nail right on the head. And I think I say fit looks different on every body. I couldn't agree with you more. And it's the comparison game. I know women do it, men do it, right? All the time. Constantly.
Life, finances, health,
media,
whatever,
everything, right? It's out there. And so I think if we really dial in and kind of really maintain being true to ourselves and where that comfortable weight is for the body, and being able to just move and feel good in your skin and focus on your health. I mean, long term, you asked me a little while ago, another topic that I'm passionate about is building muscle. Like, a slab of muscle on the body is a huge game changer. And as we age, I mean, you don't have to think about it, right? Because, you're not there yet. But
hey, I'm getting up there. I hit a birthday the other day.
I know.
I'm getting up there.
Happy birthday. I love it. But,
you too. It was your birthday not too long ago either.
Yeah, it was in August. But we get, I'm in the category. I know.
Gosh, sorry.
It's all right.
It's like,
it's good.
I feel like it's just not, all right.
I know. Well, we just said happy birthday. It was just yesterday, literally.
My brain is mush.
It was. But I think really I love sharing that with my clients. A lot of my clients, like me, are north of 50. And a slab of muscle, and it doesn't mean we need to be, like a fitness competitor or a bodybuilder, but muscle is the key to our hormonal health, our metabolic health, our bones. Our bones are what, hold that muscle. And so I'm all about that. And it's just really, really
burn
important.
More calories.
Totally. There's so much to just muscle that it enhances the body in every single way.
And I'm not stereotyping, but a lot of women will say, well, I don't want muscle because they think they're going to look like that jacked person.
Right.
But like, I'll say this right now. You would have to work so hard and probably dip into unethical stuff.
Sure.
Right. That to get to the level that you've seen online, like, you could be extremely fit and still not look like that. So
you're absolutely right. We talk about that. I had a client come into Board 30 and she was new to using resistant bands to strength train, right? All about cardio, just walking, cardio all the time. And she was like, I don't want to get big. I don't want to get bulky. Right. And I'm like, trust me, you're going to elongate your muscles. You're going to strengthen your muscles. You're going to feel better in every sense of the word. Mindset, you feel better in your clothes. And that's the other thing too. A lot of my clients decide how they're going to feel about themselves in the morning when they step on the scale. And they let a machine and a number dictate how they feel about themselves. I get it. I was there at one point in my life too. I get that. But how about how much energy you have throughout the day? How do your clothes fit? How do you feel in your skin, right? How's your sleep? How's your mood? How's your motivation? How's your outlook? Right? So there's so much more to movement and fitness than just, outward appearance. There's so much more to it. So
couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring up a controversial issue right now. Ready for this?
Here we go. I don't know.
This new government standard of food. Have you been seeing that?
Did you see that? You saw that.
We did not plan this, everyone.
No.
But I just wanted to bring this up because you said earlier whole food and I thought about it. I'm like, I cannot believe they ranked like cereal up at the top and they put like lean meat or beef or something at the bottom.
Totally.
What's the deal with this?
I know.
You're a health professional.
Yeah. I posted
What's your view on it?
I actually posted that and I called, a lot of expletives because you can't actually write that. I'm like, I am calling this is bull. Right?
Yeah. Right.
I have a lot of things. I don't want your podcast to be censored and you not be able to say what we want to say. I don't know who was paid off at a certain company to have that presence, but there is no way in hell that I would ever believe that Lucky Charms is better for me than having a piece of meat.
Yes, like let's just think about this for a second. A processed sugar is better, coming from a box inside of plastic is better for me than the lean meat from a animal. from this world. Like, you know, I'm just like, I don't understand.
I'm happy you brought that up, because I think that it is, and we could go down this rabbit hole and we won't, but it's an agenda.
Yeah.
It really is. And, you know, I'm all about, you know, if we keep people unwell, then there's more reliability on big pharma.
Big different things, yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things that are part of that study that I think is really like, wake up.
Right, exactly.
And that's the other thing too, Andrew, like, and you know too, because you're healthy and fit, it doesn't need to be complicated. We don't need to complicate it. Move your body, hydrate your body, sleep well, care for yourself, right? And fuel your body with good whole food choices.
Right.
And, you know, everything else in moderation. I mean, I love a chocolate chip cookie.
Exactly.
I'm going to have one.
Yeah.
I enjoy having a glass of red wine. I'm going to have that. I'm not, everybody has their thing, right? But it's also a life in balance. And mine tips a little bit more toward making healthier choices, so that when I do indulge, you know, it's minimal, and then I get right back into it. So I do teach my clients how to do that, and that's incredible. It's incredible when they have that food freedom.
So what's the best advice for someone that is considering getting a coach or form of treatment, you know, with yourself? Obviously, contact information will be on, you know, listed and stuff like that. And, you know, you can reach out to her online, different things like that, or at your website. But what would be your best advice for someone?
I would say, if you have been trying to do something over and over again and you're not where you want to be, and you could use some accountability, some empowerment, some education, I think nutrition information is probably one of the blind spots of a lot of my clients.
Okay.
So really giving that the education. I'm a soft place to fall, but I can also give like a nice kick in the butt as well. And so there's accountability. You're going to show up, and we're going to be there every single week. So I think my best advice is reach out, have a discovery call, see how, if we're a good fit, or it doesn't have to be me, another health coach, if they're a good fit for you.
Just seek health. Seek health.
Seek health. I love that. That's like a new.
You know, I didn't mean to say that. You do. I did screw up. That was an oops, but I love it now. I did. I said seek help, but we were talking about health. Yeah. So I said health. So maybe I should just take credit for it. But no, you use it like I love that. Seek health.
Seek health. I mean,
I like that's your new slogan.
Seek health.
You heard it first on our
right here. You're amazing. But yeah, mind, body, spirit. I think it's all connected. We talk a lot about holistic coaching and really just meeting the client where they are, giving them the tools so that they can really get to where they want to be. And I take that journey alongside of them. It's really customized, very personalized. I will say, you know, disclaimer, I am not a medical professional. I don't give medical advice. If a client came to me, I would say, of course, let's talk to your doctor. Get your doctor involved. I'm not a therapist. I have training in habit transformation. As I've been with you before in other events, I have some training in great transition in life, losses in life. And so a lot of things come up when we start talking about health. It doesn't usually stay where we start. A lot of things start coming up. So it's really honoring. It's really fun. And it's such a privilege to be in this space with my clients.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Well, Carlene, unfortunately, we are out of time.
That's it.
We're but thank you so much for coming on here and spreading so much information.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you, Andrew.
Of course. As always, RP Experience, extremely thrilled to have you on here. We're here at Venture X in the podcast studio. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next episode.